What to do with your crazy 80s condo or apartment kitchen that's been driving you crazy. Thanks to the comments that we got, we've created a video to help those who have smaller places, galley style condo kitchens, or apartment style kitchens. This video is for you. Now, in an 80s condo kitchen with only 2 large cabinets, 2 small ones, no pantry space, and a broken dishwasher, what are you gonna do? I'm Blake from Built by Becker, and over the past 15 years, working on a ton of projects, I've renovated more 80s condos and apartments than I can care to count. And let me tell you, they all have the same problems. The good news, they're actually solutions that don't require a win in the lottery. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do with a kitchen like this. The specific fixes that'll make the biggest impact, and yes, even if you're working with limited space and a tight budget. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button because we're diving deep into real solutions for real people dealing with real condo and apartment problems. And stick around till the end. I'll share a faster way to plan your renovation without the usual headaches. Are you ready? I'll start making it clear the thing about 80s condos and apartments. The truth is, they weren't really designed for people who actually cook. I swear the architects in the 80s just looked at a kitchen and said, you know what this needs? Lots of nothing. Less of everything. Less counter space, less storage, less functionality. It's like they were actively trying to make your life harder. But before we get into the solutions, let's be honest about what we're dealing with here. And for that, we'll be using this comment as an example. We have 2 large cabinets and 2 small ones, both positioned over the stove and fridge like some kind of cruel joke. No pantry, blue laminate that looks like it belonged in a dentist's office from 1983. And I'm sorry, my friend, that you're dealing with this, but the first thing you need to understand is that an 80s condo or apartment, they were built during some sort of galley kitchen craze. Developers thought they were being efficient by cramming everything into the smallest possible footprint. What they actually created were kitchen torture chambers where you can barely turn around without hitting something. So where do we start? Those cabinets over your stove and fridge? Do you see the real problem here? People usually say the problem is with the color or style. Wrong. The real problem is the positioning. Think about it. When's the last time you actually used the top cabinet over your stove? Never, right? Because you'd have to reach over a hot stove while you're dodging steam and splatter. It's basically a safety hazard disguised as storage. And those cabinets over the fridge, unless you're 7 feet tall, you're playing a dangerous game of climb on the counter and hope that nothing falls on your head every time you need something up there. I've seen more people get hurt trying to reach those cabinets than I care to count. Now, here's what you actually do about it. The quick fix is accepting that those upper cabinets are basically decorative. Use them for stuff you touch twice a year. Holiday dishes and that bread maker you swore you were going to use. But as a contractor, we have some other solutions. First, assess if you can relocate uppers to a functional wall. In most condos and apartments, you got at least one wall that's not carrying plumbing or major electrical. That's where your accessible storage can live. For the pantry problem, and trust me, every condo and apartment has this issue, you need to think about recessing storage into a wall. Most condo walls aren't load bearing between units, which means you can often create recessed pantry cabinets that are 4 to 6 inches deep. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it's perfect for canned goods, spices, and some dry storage. The key is working with your building structure. I always start by locating the studs and understanding what's behind the walls. You'd be surprised how much dead space exists in these buildings that you can actually convert to storage. When you can't move cabinets, we custom build millwork solutions. Rolling pantries that fit in 6-inch gaps, custom spice racks that mount inside cabinet doors, but not those flimsy wiry ones. I'm talking about solid wood systems that are built to last and actually hold weight. Now, counter space in condos is where developers really lost their minds. They gave you maybe 4 feet of actual workspace, and half of that is taken up by permanent appliances. It's like they expected you to prep an entire meal on the surface the size of a pizza box. The quick fixes work. Cutting boards over sinks, rolling carts that match your counter height, but let's talk about real solutions. First thing I assess is whether we can extend the existing countertop. In most condos or apartments, there's usually some dead corner or wall space that we can add a peninsula or a breakfast bar. The trick is understanding your building structural limitations and mechanical systems. Sometimes we can remove non-load bearing walls to open up a galley layout, but you need to know what's load bearing and what's not. In condos and apartments, it's usually walls parallel to the building's length that you can't touch, but the perpendicular walls are often not structural. But please check into this before you do any changes. We also do some appliance repositioning, but it requires proper planning. Moving a refrigerator means rerouting electrical, rerouting plumbing. Moving a sink means more plumbing. But when we're done and it's done right, you can create an actual work triangle instead of working lines. I've done complete condo and apartment reconfigurations where we moved the refrigerator to create a proper prep area, extended counters in the adjacent spaces, and created functional islands where none existed before. It requires professional work, but the transformation is incredible. When we work, we always make sure to do it with your condo's mechanical constraints while maximizing every square inch of available space. Okay, now the dishwasher situation, I don't know if it's the same one from back then, but the older condos, it's its own special nightmare. These units were installed when dishwashers were an afterthought, tucked into spaces that are too small with connections that barely work, and most of the time the problem isn't the dishwasher itself, it's the installation. I see drainage issues because they weren't properly connected to the garbage disposal, or water lines that were kinked because someone tried to shove a full-size unit into a compact space. Quick fix? Get a plumber to look at the connections. I guarantee there's something simple that could be wrong for years. But here's the real solution. Modern dishwasher needs proper rough plumbing. That means dedicated drain lines, proper electrical circuits, and the adequate space for ventilation. Most condo dishwashers are running on jerry-rigged connections that barely meet code. When I renovate condo kitchens, I always upgrade the dishwasher rough in. That means running new electrical. Most older units are on shared circuits that can't handle modern appliances. It means proper drain connections that won't back up, and it also means sizing the space correctly for your current dishwasher dimensions. You know how many times I've seen dishwashers hit condo cabinet doors or cabinet pulls? I've run across it 100 times. Compact dishwashers are often the right choice for condos because they need to be installed properly. 18-inch units can be just as effective as full-size ones when they're connected right and have proper water pressure. While we're at it, might want to take a look at some sound dampening. I usually install vibrational pads, insulation around the unit, and sometimes sound barriers in the cabinet bases. Your neighbors will thank you, and you'll actually be able to run it without timing it around the association quiet hours. Now, you didn't ask me, but I'm going to talk about this one anyways. Honestly, it's one of the biggest issues I see in this type of construction. Lighting. And if anybody's watching my channel, we go in on lighting. Man, condo and apartment lighting is bad. Usually, it's just one ceiling fixture that casts shadows on everything you're trying to do. It's functional enough to see, but useless for cooking. LED strips under the cabinets are the quick fix. But let's talk about proper lighting design. A functional kitchen needs 3 types of light: ambient, task, and accent. The ceiling fixture is trying to do all 3 jobs and failing at every one. Task lighting is what you actually need for food prep. That means lights positioned to eliminate shadows on work surfaces. Under cabinet lighting works, but only if your cabinets are positioned correctly over work areas. For condos and apartment kitchens, I usually design a combination of recessed lights positioned over work zones, under cabinet task lights, and some pendant lights over the peninsulas or breakfast bars. The challenge in condos is running new electrical without major demolition. That's where strategic planning comes in. I map out existing electrical runs and plan new lighting that can tie into accessible junction points. Okay, we've covered most of the situation, I'd say, but I know that everyone wants to tackle those blue cabinets first, but honestly, it should be last on your priority list. Here's why. Those cabinets are probably solid wood construction underneath that laminate. They're likely better than most new cabinets you can afford to replace them with. The question isn't whether they're ugly. The question is whether the cabinet boxes are properly constructed. I assess cabinet condition by checking the box joints, drawer slides, and door alignment. If the structure is solid, refacing is almost always a better choice than replacement. Professional cabinet refacing means new doors, drawer fronts, and often new hardware, but we keep the existing boxes. It's about 60% less expensive than a full replacement and can completely transform the look. For painting existing doors, there's a proper process. Laminate needs to be properly prepped. That means cleaning, light sanding, and a quality primer designed for slick surfaces. Then it's multiple coats of cabinet grade paint for proper curing times between coats. Full replacement makes sense is when the cabinet boxes are damaged, poorly sized for the space, or positioned so badly that keeping them maintains a dysfunctional layout. But remember, cabinet replacement in condos and apartments often means dealing with uneven floors, walls that aren't plumb, and mechanical systems that were designed around the existing layout. It's more complex than it looks. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. You're just gonna need a little bit of help. And we're here for that. If you go to the link on my page that I've left in the description, you'll find my design starter kit. It's got everything you need, especially for small spaces and condos. Plus, it's GPT powered. You can ask it any question and get all the answers you need need right there. The budget tools alone will save you from overspending on the wrong things. And the project manager packet shows you how to manage each space of your designed condo or apartment kitchen. It's everything I wish people had before they called me to fix their renovation disasters. I've left all the information down here in the description. And yeah, by the way, thanks for commenting. It really helps me make the content better for you. I read all the comments. I try to answer all the questions. I take notes so that we can create videos that aren't just about what we want to talk about, but what you guys want to hear for. Keep leaving the questions down below and I'll help you out. That's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.